We are following breaking news out of Missouri. Andrew Lester, the 86-year-old man who was charged with shooting black teenager Ralph Yarl in 2023, has just pleaded guilty to lesser charges after reaching a deal with prosecutors. Yarl was 16 years old when prosecutors say Andrew Lester shot him in the head and arm after Yarl says he mistakenly rang the doorbell of the wrong house while trying to pick up his two younger siblings. Yarl was hospitalized and later recovered. NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster is outside the courthouse in Liberty, Missouri, has been tracking this today. So, Shaq, what happened in court?
Well, Zinkley, this is a hearing that just wrapped up. It went on for just about 10 minutes. We do know that Ralph Yarl and his family were inside that courtroom, as was the 86-year-old defendant who accepted this plea deal. And according to folks in the courtroom, you saw 86-year-old Andrew Lester plead guilty to a Class D second-degree assault felony. That's a crime that is punishable by up to 7 years in prison, though we don't know the specific terms of that agreement. We do expect to hear from prosecutors and from the family potentially at some point later today. But Zinkley, this is a major development in this case for the obvious reason of the plea deal. But this was a trial that was set to begin next week. Jury selection was scheduled for Tuesday. There were many delays in this case. We know last fall, for example, the judge put a pause on the proceedings so that Lester could undergo a mental evaluation, and that trial was set for just days from now, but now we know that it has been avoided with this plea deal. Again, a guilty plea for a felony charge.
And Shaq, you mentioned Yarl's family. What are we hearing from them, and also what comes next in terms of dates for sentencing?
Yeah, we just got a statement from Yarl's mother, Cleo. She says in part that Lester's plea does not erase Ralph's trauma or the deeper injustices that made this tragedy possible. She goes on to say the fight against systemic failures and racial bias must continue. And she called on members of the community to turn this moment into lasting change. We heard her in an interview a couple of weeks ago with a local affiliate talk about the potential of there being a plea deal in this case. And she said that she would be satisfied with some sort of accountability. And she also said she would be relieved by the fact that Ralph Yarl would not have to show up for a trial and to essentially relive that shooting that took place in April of 2023. We don't know yet when that sentencing will be. Again, this 86-year-old man is now facing up to 7 years in prison, though we don't know the particulars of what was exactly agreed to. We'll wait to hear more from the prosecutors in Clay.
All right, more information to come on that. Great reporting, Shaquille Brewster.